We're here with Cantor Ben Adler, Cantor Emeritus from the AA Synagogue. And my first question is, what makes music spiritual?
Well, I think what makes music spiritual is it comes from inside whoever is producing that music. Sometimes it's your own music, and sometimes it's somebody else's music who has a gift for creating some sort of spirituality. But I think that a lot of it also is in the ears of the beholden, because when the congregation is ready to accept spirituality, and until that congregation or congregant is ready to accept it, it doesn't matter how good or how spiritual or how meaningful or how much the person transmitting that music. If a person isn't ready to accept it, then it's not going to be spiritual for that person. While it may be extremely spiritual for the person creating or emanating that music. So I think you have to be ready to accept it. So I want to quote the Lubavitcher Rabbi, whom I never got to meet, unfortunately, but I have watched many of his videos in Yiddish, and he reminds me a lot of my grandfather, Alav Shalom, because his Yiddish was very similar to my grandfather's, and they spoke similarly, used a lot of Yiddish and Hebrew, and quoted the Talmud in Hebrew and in Yiddish and Aramaic all at the same time. It just brings me back. But so the Rebbe said something very interesting. At Ne'ilah, when the gates are about to close, you go up to the Aron Kodesh and it's open. It's not that the gates are about to close. The gates are open for you, and it's your opportunity. And he used an expression in Yiddish, which I'll never forget. Vereinzigten mit der Eibishter. It's your opportunity to become one with the one above. And so you can't look at it as gates are closing at Ne'ilah. You look at it as your opportunity to become one with the one above. And so spirituality and music is the same thing. It's like becoming one with the Spirit, and that's spiritual music. And it has to be, the best way is when it's on both sides. When the person listening to it, the person creating it, or mimicking what somebody else created, then when that combines, then that's the greatest moment of spirituality. And I'll quote the rabbis of the Talmud again. Here's a Chazan quoting rabbis, that tefillah b'li mangina kemo guf b'li neshama, that prayer without a tune is like a body without a soul.